This is Cars and Bids.
And I'm Tyler Hoover of Hoovies Garage.
And I'm Kenneth.
And today we have a challenge. Specifically, Kenan has some old DuPont registries from
Summer of 1998.
26-year-old DuPont registries.
What were you doing in 1998?
I was 10. How old were you?
I would have been 12. Even though you're my daddy, I'm older than you by 2 years.
Okay, and Kenan is going to quiz us on prices. Let's do it.
Okay, the idea with this game is that you guys are going to guess the prices of cars in these magazines. I'm going to give you the car, I'm going to give you the year, condition, all that stuff, and you have to get as close to the price as you can. No Price is Right rules. The closest person wins.
Well, sometimes the DuPont registry wasn't very descriptive. It was like, Ferrari, 12 miles.
Yes,
He's
I've gone through and
chosen-
curated this.
I see. Okay.
And I've also tried to pick cars that I think suit both of you.
Well, okay.
So, 98, summer 98. This is .com era. This is long before we were driving.
Right.
I mean, I don't even really know. 2006-07, I feel like I have a reference point for. This is harder.
I started working at CarMax in 2006, my first job in the car business. But at least, like, my dad had some cool cars. So he had 86 930 Turbo that he bought in 96 for 60 grand with 6,000 miles. Sold it right before I reached driving age, which really ticked me off because I wanted to drive it, I think for 80 with 8,000 miles. So
This dude's around a 930. In 98, my parents had the following two cars. A Isuzu Rodeo with a manual transmission and steel wheels. That was our family car.
that's where I learned to drive stick-on, actually.
And my dad had a 1987 Toyota Camry.
Oh.
I think in 90...
But that 930 must have been great. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
sure you had a nice childhood, bastard. I'm going to beat you at this game as a result of this. I'm going to get back at you for my childhood, my poor childhood.
It's all the motivation you needed, right?
Exactly. The weird thing about 98 is inflation plays a role here. In addition to the change in values, it's probably double. Just even $1 is probably
more.
Right.
I suspect, yeah.
So I don't know what to think. I mean, I'm looking at this magazine and the C5 Corvette is on the front cover being trumpeted as like the great, amazing C5.
Well, if you
New hot Corvette.
if you own a C5 Corvette, you still think that. I mean, of course, their owners, there'll be the one
Some
of
guy's
one
probably
somehow.
like, this was on the cover of DuPont Registry.
Right.
It's an automatic base model first year, but it's a...
Oh, the Diablo SV's on the other one.
Yeah, on the
though.
other one, the cars that are on these are just outstanding. Like the thing that like blows my mind is Diablo SV on the cover, pretty great. But then we've got 986 Boxster because that also was new in 1998.
I'm not opening it. SLK.
Yep.
Oh.
U.S. bumper Countach.
E34 M5.
E36 M3.
964 Lotus Esprit, which back then had a 4-cylinder.
Tip probably bragged about at the time.
Yeah, I got tip. I'm not messing with any of that manual stuff.
Yep, value
The
differential.
latest tech.
The latest tech. Okay, I will beat you.
Probably. Yes. I mean, you're just in it day in, day out. I
wasn't in 98.
I suppose. Okay.
You have a good frame of reference. You're in it day in and day out. You're selling and buying cars all the time.
I guess so. But yeah, not in the 90s.
No, not in the 90s. This is going to be very interesting to see what happens.
I made a collage, actually. I still have it in my garage of old DuPont registries, like where I made it for my own room poster on the wall. I was cutting them out, made them.
Oh, that's cool.
My favorite ones. I still have it.
What were your favorites? Cyclone?
Oh, well, like the big ones, like there was a centerfold, that's the wrong word, of like a Dodge Neon. For some reason, I cut that out because I thought that was cool when the Neon had just come out.
I have bookmarked some of the
DuPont
ads
registry.
purely for entertainment's sake, because some of the ads in here are just outstanding.
We'll go through them at the end after I've won. Okay, are you ready to play?
Yes, let's do it.
So we write down a thing. Do not look at mine.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be right.
Okay.
And then afterwards, we point it towards the camera and say, we should
At the same time, or
yeah, at the same
okay, and we can we don't have to worry about going over whatever.
No,
whoever's closest.
Closest. Give us the first one.
All right, the first car, this was brand new at the time, 1998 Chevrolet Corvette Indy pace car. This is one that he loves personally.
This is the purple pace car
Yes.
with the yellow
Purple
wheels.
paper
Yes.
car. Rear
Yes.
6-speed manual, fully optioned, active handling package, all that stuff. Brand new at the time. What do you think it was?
But it's 97 and 98. They hadn't moved it yet. They were ugly then. They were thought of as ugly even back then.
It was the yellow wheels and the yellow interior that were really particularly tough on this.
Oh, I forgot it had a yellow interior.
Right.
Yeah, this is not an attractive color combination.
Okay, I have my answer. Do you have yours?
I do.
All right, ready to flip them?
Yep.
And go. What
75?
56.5?
Doug wins that one. 53,744.
Wow, you're
75.
off to a good start. Okay.
75.
Yeah, it's 1998. I need to remember that.
It's 1998.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
A new BMW is like $19,000.
You're right.
What do you think they sold that thing for that Corvette for with the yellow wheels?
Who knows?
The crazy thing is on the same page as another one.
Yeah, well, that was they couldn't move them.
Because when Dad got into his 930, he got an E36 328, and he put aftermarket.
Were you just going to
wheels
sit
on
here
it.
bragging about all the cool cars Dad had?
Yeah, that was a neat one.
Must have been nice to have grown up with cars. My mom had a Ford Probe and we had a Windstar. I think that was
When my dad sold his 87 Camry, he got a 98 Camry. I swear to God.
That was a big upgrade, though.
It was. It had an automatic transmission and a cassette player. I couldn't convince him to get a CD player, which it was a mistake in
He
98.
still had all the cassettes. He wanted to keep using them.
I think he thought CDs weren't going to do what they did.
Laser discs, man. Yeah, lasers are bad. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, he was right. I guess iPods took over. Yeah.
Well, 10 years later, we could have had 10 great years listening to CDs. Instead, we were listening to Queen Greatest Hits and pressing the fast forward button to try to skip to the good songs.
All right. So clearly, Doug has slipped through this before.
I have never seen this.
Less than $2,000 apart from the actual price. All right.
pretty good.
You're just upset because you guessed 75 on a C5. That's insane. There's nothing I can do about that.
It's a pace car edition in purple
With
and
yellow
white
wheels
that hadn't
All right.
sold in a year.
Give
Okay.
us the next one. He's
This
insane.
next one I chose for you specifically.
boy.
1963 Chevrolet Corvette split window.
Oh,
This is
okay.
an original factory car, they say, of course, matching numbers, all that stuff.
What
Was it
motor?
fuel injected?
This
Injection?
one is, so let's see, it's fat, doesn't say.
That's a big difference. It doubles the value of the car, at least
Yes,
today.
It doesn't say. Doesn't mention it, so I don't believe it was.
Okay.
Man.
Great. But it had power glide transmission.
Ooh, that's
Power glide.
two-speed terrible. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
so knockoff wheels, new exhaust, Daytona blue with a dark interior, 52,000 miles.
Wow.
So that car was 36 years old. Mm-hmm. It'd be like a 90s Corvette now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll base the value off that.
Okay. I tried to pick some classics because it is just amazing how much the market has changed on those. But this is the first one.
We don't want classics.
But
We want
it's
new stuff.
still a 63, and even back then,
there's a
people
mix.
were
We don't want classics. We've
crazy about
decided.
the 63.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
You got it?
Yeah.
What is yours?
30.
30. 46.2. What's the answer?
39.9 was the answer.
Yes! I win again!
That was a little closer, though.
That was much
Okay.
closer. You guys are on
You
the
were
right
closer.
track.
You were closer. 39.9. What is that car worth today?
Two-speed, well, just being a split window would probably be 150, I would guess.
Even for a 2-speed?
Even for a two-speed. If it's really nice, yeah. There's still, I almost bought one for 100 that needed to be pretty much restored, but it's still driving, so.
You almost bought it. You didn't buy it.
I didn't buy it because somebody came and outbid me. It was in state, and the realtor was selling it. Or I got it before the realtor got to it. You know, sometimes realtors, there'll be the old car in the garage.
Yeah.
And they'll say, oh, yeah, I can sell that too. And the descendant of whoever died called me, and before I could go get the car, she found more money for it.
Yeah.
Bummer.
What lowball did you throw this person?
I think it was 90 was what I was going to get it for.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, could have had it for 30, what? 9?
39.
39.
If you had bought it 98. Okay,
Shoot.
so Doug's up 2-0.
Yeah. How many are we doing?
100.
Okay. All right. I can come
No,
back.
I don't know how many, but a few.
All right. So Ferrari of Denver, as I thought.
Well, it was.
Ferrari of Denver,
It's a
1998.
complicated story. You'd have to call them to
Must
find
be
it
tough
out.
to be wrong. We'll move on. So
Ferrari of Denver became the name of the Ferrari dealer in the 90s, but the other brands they still sold under Stewart's Classics.
Anyway, Ferrari
A
of
fellow
Denver.
named Bill Stewart owned the dealership, and
Anyway, Ferrari of Denver.
At least you had an exotic dealer to go look at. We
it was-
didn't.
Yeah, that's true.
We had Schofield.
You didn't have Audi until like 2012.
That sounds right. Yes.
We had Marshall Goldman. That was it.
Hell yeah, you did.
And they advertised.
Back when Northeast Ohio had money and people. All right,
right.
throw us a car.
So Ferrari of Denver.
Yeah.
Another brand new car. 1998 Ferrari 456 GTA. So automatic. So it's special ordered in Fiorano red metallic with tan leather. They say full warranty. Imagine having a warranty in a 456.
You need one.
Yep.
So that's a tip, though.
Yeah. Tip.
Yeah.
Tip 98 456. Brand new at the
We
time.
just put mine back together, a manual, though. I imported it from Dubai, so I have no idea what those were brand new. They were expensive.
They were expensive.
Yeah.
But it's 98. So what was
98.
expensive in 98, you know?
Adjust for inflation in your head. Yeah. Backwards. Or reduce for inflation, I guess. But man, they had some good stuff though. Looking at this era too, so I love this era. Everything is just desirable.
Yeah.
Every car is
I know.
desirable.
We could have gone back in, as opposed to now when there's a lot of hybrids and tips. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Show it.
156.
242.
Doug was closer again. $229,000.
Jeez.
They were more than that. I think they were even more than that.
I think they were too.
Has that one been used or?
No, brand new.
But it's a tip. They can't sell it.
456 automatic. What a bad purchase decision.
Can you imagine spending $250 on that
God.
Imagine spending $250 on that in '98.
Oh man.
You could have spent. You could have bought that or an F40.
That's
You chose a
insane.
456 tip, which is what now, a 40 car?
Right. Yes. It is mine with the 6-speed. It is a very nice cruiser.
And it's a beautiful car.
Yeah.
One of my favorite looking Ferraris. Nonetheless, I was correct again. As I was saying, are you planning
Is
to?
this the game that you invite inferior people and guess car values like that? Because everybody's going to be inferior to you at this.
Yes, correct. So I invite inferior people. Yes. In other words, I invite people.
I'm putting that on your list of quotes. I have a note on my phone. I just write down things that he says. That's like I usually agree with myself. That's one of his.
Like, who's the editor of DuPont Registry in 1998? That's who you need to have come on and actually see. Like
That dude doesn't remember any of this. He was just trying to get a magazine out, dude.
I suppose.
He was like, do we have all the ads in it?
You're right.
They were probably making real money back in '98 too.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, charging how much for a little square listing, would be.
They were probably making.
You want a photo?
money.
That's $300.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was probably like a real. They were paying everybody's salary. They were dining out. This company was probably headquartered in New York. They had some office in Lower Manhattan.
I'm old enough.
Florida, if memory. I think it's always been Florida.
That makes sense.
That to sell a car a few times, I went down to the newspaper and put an ad in the paper to sell a car.
Absolutely.
I did that a few times.
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, that's what we did. We didn't go down there. We called them, but and then we'd say PW, comma, PL, comma. That's how it was done.
All right, next one.
Okay.
Another classic, a blue chip classic, 1955 Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing.
In 98.
In
Dude, 50s cars.
1998. It's important to keep tabs on where these cars, how much these cars are worth.
Yeah. Not an alley body car, I would assume.
No.
Okay.
It's a coupe.
It's a coupe.
Any details about it?
18,345 miles, red, black. Beautiful, super driving car is what it. I love those additions by dealers at the time. Looks very nice. Crazily, that's not the only 300 SL they have. They have two other ones.
Yeah.
But I'm focusing on this one specifically because it's a coupe.
Okay.
All right, ready to flip them?
Yeah.
Go.
145.
Ooh. Tyler wins this one, 185.
Yeah. They were cheap.
Really
Wow.
My first trip to Barrett Jackson.
I knew they were cheap, but I didn't think by '98 they were that cheap. But I guess at the time it was just a 30-year-old car, and no one really knew what to do about it.
Yep.
I mean,
I was in high school, and they were still selling in the hundreds. And that was the first time I ever went to Barrett Jackson. They had two Gullwings that they sold there. And I thought, well, one day if I work really, really hard, because it's still my ultimate dream car, I'd be able to buy one. And no, they just set a record, I think. What was it, $3 million for the last one there? It was crazy.
it's funny. I mean, that car, when it was 30 years old, was selling for how much?
When it was, so it was 185.
185. A 30-year-old SL today is a 8 car, right? 12. Yeah. Needless to say, the SL has not had a great.
It hasn't continued.
It hasn't continued the beauty and panache of the originals.
But to put it in perspective, what's cool about this, the other two 300 SLs, both of them were one-owner cars that this dealer
wow.
has. One was a Roadster that was white, and they listed that for $195, and then they had another one they listed for $165.
What
was the dealer?
This was Scott Runford Company.
Scott Runford.
Out of Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Man,
all right.
So an independent small dealer in Kalamazoo was sitting on 300
Very
SLs.
nice, yeah.
Yep, and a 280 SE 3.5 cab, 512 Brunetta boxer.
Oh.
They had some stuff.
Wow. Hey, I'm on the board.
Yeah, 3-1.
Congratulations.
Okay,
All
okay.
It
right.
won't
Here we
last,
go.
my friend. It won't last.
I followed Gullwings all my life.
Yeah, that's
so
the thing. You're a Gullwing guy.
Yeah, I had picked that one again.
Thank you so
He's
much.
picking ones for him. Can you pick
yeah.
one for me? Sure. Give me a Carrera GT.
Well,
They didn't exist.
all right, I got
The
one.
concept
Okay.
did.
Okay.
The engine did because they had developed it for Formula One.
This is one for both of you. 1988 and a half Lamborghini Countach. One owner car, pristine condition, black with gold wheels, European bumpers, boiler exhaust, blah, blah, blah. One of 60 88 and a halves. Take a wild guess.
What color is it?
Black. Black with gold wheels.
It's an injected car just like yours.
Which was more desirable back then. Or I mean, by a 98, it wasn't. It was. I mean,
it has Euro bumpers.
Not much of them were desirable.
I know. There's a friend of mine has 2 now, but he had even more than that. He never paid more than 100 for any of them.
Do you know the mileage? Does it say?
Doesn't say mileage, unfortunately.
Where is it?
It's in Bellevue. Lamborghini has it. So
in Washington.
Yeah, in Washington.
In 98.
98. The other cars on this page are fascinating. So Lotus Esprit S4S, Jag XJS convertible, and Diablo SV. Okay. All cool. All cool cars.
Wait, I want to change mine very slightly.
Interesting.
Did you listen to mine?
99,999.
No chance.
C3. Closer. 89.5.
Wow, they were begging. They were never going to get that.
I bet they sat on it.
It sold for this.
I went higher because it was at a Lamborghini dealer, and they always ask a little more, right?
That was an injected QV 88 and a half. Was it not a round belly because it was an 88 and a half?
Not a round belly. Nope. Had the strakes. Yep.
Yeah.
That car now is what, a 600 car probably?
Probably. Yeah, but usually, even at the Lamborghini dealer, they're asking a little bit more. They were the nicest examples. There were plenty out there that were that cheap, but I started to write an 8, and then I changed my mind. So.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about going any higher than that. I know that when I bought mine, I started looking at listings, from that era, and boy, they got cheap. I mean, cars were in the 50s, 60s. Pretty regular.
That was the cheapest one I could find. I really looked for. There are a lot of Countaches. Also, a lot of reps. I forgot that DuPont had a ton of replicas, but they're bad.
Oh, they all were.
That was the cheapest one I could find.
Interesting. So maybe they were cheap, but maybe not as cheap.
They
weren't
expensive. Testarossa seemed to be more at this time.
That's hilarious.
Which is hard to believe.
They've doubled since then, and Countach is 10x.
Yep.
All right, so it is.
We're halfway through.
3-2.
Yep, we're doing 10. And it's 3 to.
I'm catching up.
Doing well so far.
But you are catching up.
This is going to be humiliating if you lose.
I'm not going to lose.
Has anybody beat you in these yet?
I don't think so. But you're into the, I wouldn't be disappointed to lose to you. You're Mr. Car Dealer. You have a dealer's license. You're out there you're horse trading everything.
Okay.
Horse trading.
You got Kansas dealer plates.
I'll do my best, but I know that you will be angry for weeks if I do. You don't speak really anyway until you want me to come out here to San Diego.
That's not true. We speak all the time.
Besides, we do text a lot.
I speak to Freddie, too.
You just don't like phone calls.
Do you?
Yeah,
no, but...
When he calls on the phone, I just assume something's catastrophic. It's and I pick up immediately. It's like, who died? And he's like, hey, how's it going?
Well, leave him a voicemail if you really want to ruin his life.
I won't listen to it.
Yeah.
I'll read the transcript, and if I can't get it from the transcript, I'll just text you. What?
I'll speak extra Kansas in it, so you can't get the transcript.
Got a nader.
Nader.
All right, so give us another one. Give me another one. To extract
might be the same car that's on the cover of the next one. 1998 Lamborghini Diablo SV. The description's outstanding. It's red. This 533 horsepower red rocket ship.
Whoa!
It's the quickest production car on the planet. So take a while. It's brand new at the time. It's red with cream interior, black wheels.
Where is it?
It's in Florida.
At a Lambo dealer?
Prestige Imports.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Good old Prestige Imports.
98.
And it's a new car.
Brand new.
Okay.
Yep, brand new.
God,
this page is all Diablos, SVs, 91 VT Roadster, they're actually 4 SVs on this page.
Yeah, I know. I can't read the print, but I can see it.
You can see
Lamborghinis for days, and on the other page, it's that Roanoke Chrysler that had Prowlers advertised all the time.
And Vipers,
Prowlers and Vipers. Yep. That's how they got it.
An SV, I have no idea. I'm taking a wild guess at 238.
Oh,
238. Wow, close. So. You win 229.
Oh.
Yes. Very nicely done.
Mine was 240. Yes. That was a pretty good one all around, though. The 456 gave us some idea of what these cars cost at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. 229.
But so when the 456 was how much again?
It was about the same.
Could you imagine?
So you had to choose.
Could you imagine buying a tip?
Honey, which one do you think? Man.
And people did it.
I know.
People bought tip 456s instead of a Diablo SV.
Oh, boy.
Oh, what losers.
What losers, yep. Tremendous. All right, so here's another one. This one I kind of picked for both.
So it's 3-3 now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've stormed on back.
1997 Bentley Continental T. Red over black with red inserts and steel dash plate, 1,800 miles. And they call out no luxury tax.
Lovely.
So...
Now, you and I know, but the audience may not. Before there was the Continental GT, which came out 03-04, there was a full-body car that they also called the Continental was the Continental T.
Right.
And it was a whole different thing.
It was the T, the Continental R. There were like a bunch of variants.
And then the
of it.
convertible, which was the Azure, of course.
Yes.
Which Hoovie has personal experience with.
I sold it last year on Cars and Bids.
Cars
You
and
made a
Bids.
video.
And this dealer has all of them.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, because
All
that would have been last year. It was 97 was the first year of the Azure, I think, right? Or was it 96?
Right around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been 97.
So the Continental, I mean, so this is a 1-year-old car.
Yeah, 1-year-old car. Ludicrously expensive when new.
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay.
But yeah, they truly have like so they have all of those, and then they have a 1996 Ford 1-ton all-wheel drive custom built mobile office is how they
Mobile office. Can you imagine what that mobile office entailed back then?
Oh, the monitor is hilarious. It's like, and they have like a phone with like a huge, this pigtail cord on it, so you can pick it up and fire your VP of sales for stealing paper clips.
I'm in the car.
Even back then, the depreciation was horrendous. I mean, sort of like it is today. But
it's a 1-year-old car, though. Okay.
was it that bad?
Let's see. What do you got?
180.
230. You were closer. You were 100,000 off. 280,000.
Wow.
You know, when I worked at Ferrari of Denver, we had an 03 Azure Mulliner that we sold new with a 390 window.
Wow.
And that car we sold like 4 times. I wonder where it is now.
Wow. I just felt like even, I guess 1-year-old maybe not quite as much, but they
What is
lose
that?
$100,000 and they're like immediately.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean, they never transacted at their sticker anyway. What is that car worth now? I don't have any idea what the Continental T market is like.
That's
40s?
interesting. They're a little higher actually, because I think they're on board with a nice Azure because they are so rare.
They're so rare and so special.
So special.
So I'm ahead is kind of the takeaway.
You are ahead.
4-3. I only need to hold you off for 3 more. I'm not afraid of this guy.
Okay.
From Kansas. What
We'll
does
see.
he know?
I have tiebreakers set up too, just in case, because 10's an even number. It's possible. I believe in you.
Yeah?
There'll be no need for a tiebreaker.
Okay.
All right.
Continental Autosports. I'm shifting to the other magazines.
Chicago.
Now we're moving
Okay.
to August of
A
1998.
Midwestern specialty here.
Yep.
Very nice.
1972 Ferrari 365
God.
GT B4 Daytona.
Daytona coupe, I assume.
Red tan coupe, air conditioning, power windows. Doesn't say the mileage, unfortunately, but looks very nice. And it's not in Barani's. It's on the knockoff wheels.
Okay, so
Yeah.
72 Daytona coupe in 98.
Yeah, Miami
This is a
Vice had been
tough
off
one.
the air for a long time by then, so
This is a tough one.
that was old news, but still cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Old news, cool.
This is hard. This is the hardest one yet.
Yeah.
I know what they sell for now.
I can give you a hint.
No. We don't. I don't.
Sorry.
Don't give him any.
I've got some really fun facts though about other cars they have listed and what was more expensive at the time than this car. Ferrari Daytona, front engine V12
Wild
GTI.
shot in the dark. 69 420.
159.
You're closer. 129.
Really? Okay. See, I had no
Now,
idea.
other cars you could have
No
had at
clue.
the time could have had an F512M for 169, so 40 grand more.
Wow.
You could have had a 456 GT for 40 grand more.
God.
You could have had a Bentley Brooklands R for 30 grand more.
Oh,
It was-
imagine that's the sedan. I mean, that's a $9,000 used car now. Wow. Or you could have had a Daytona.
which is a 650, 700 car.
Quite a swing on those vehicles. Wow. Continental Autosports had all that stuff.
Yeah, they did. They had quite a few bangers.
Man, what an interesting thing. That was what Daytonas cost then. What was it, 189?
Yes.
No, it was
It was
29.
129.
We were in between,
129.
but you were much closer. Yeah.
This now they had some great selection of cars, you might say. Cars International Associated, which sounds made up, but this dealer had some real bangers. 1962 250 short wheelbase California, which is the car we'll do. They had a Tour de France, a GT Lusso, a Formula One car, a Ferrari Formula One car, Tolman Formula One car. They had some real.
What is the dealer called?
It's called Cars International Associated.
Where?
This is they are out of the UK.
I see.
Are they advertising the short wheelbase in dollars?
Everything is in dollars.
Okay.
So California short wheelbase Spyder, red black,
Cal Spider short
open
wheelbase.
headlight
Yes.
car. Yeah. So
Ferris Bueller.
1962. Yeah. So the Ferris Bueller car. They also have pictured in this as an F40 and a Duesenberg and a 288 GTO and some other stuff too. They had some
Awesome.
real cars. It's in like
Yeah.
a hangar. So
Wow.
98. What did that
Okay.
car go?
it's, yeah, 98, 62 short wheelbase.
Because
Short wheelbase, but it's a Cal Spider.
Yeah, California Spyder.
and now that was it knock on the door 10 million? Is it around there
Yeah.
for that car?
Right around. I think. Yeah, I think that's probably about right.
But back then, 10 years or so after Ferris Bueller. So, still a valuable car.
It's still a car. Don't forget, Ferris Bueller couldn't afford to have the car sit on the set. They couldn't afford the insurance to have a real California Spyder sit on the set at the time, so they built.
I want to just be clear with everybody. I'm just going to reveal this: the Cal Spyder and Ferris Bueller is a long wheelbase car.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Well,
Oh,
it's
okay.
also not.
Well, yes,
It's a
but
Mustang.
that was the story they were telling.
Yes.
Remember, Daytona in this world is $129,000.
I'm still. Okay, I'm gonna go down a little bit.
I shouldn't have said that.
Okay,
All right, flip them.
750.
700.
Right on the money. 750,000.
Wow, that was we were both pretty good there.
Pretty
That's
good, though.
That's pretty
That
impressive.
was it's a tough one because it's like
Who the hell knows?
Who the hell knows?
Right.
Like, but it hadn't crested 1 million yet. 750.
Wasn't quite there yet.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
Nicely done. And you can just see it there. There it is. Cal Spyder
How
next to a
about that?
GTO also.
GTO.
And 40, 288.
Man, what a
Lovely.
showroom that was.
Right. What a but it's also like lined with it appears to, I guess it is brick. Kind of looks like wood though.
750 grand for a short wheelbase California Spyder.
How about that?
So it's 5-4 now.
Good one.
5-4.
I have a tiebreaker set.
This is the last one. If I get it, do you understand?
Kinnan.
Piece like
Pick a good one.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
pick a good one. In other words, give
Come
him a
on.
Model J.
Come on, any Mercedes.
right.
Any Mercedes? I got a Mercedes locked down. Give me a Mercedes. I'll
I
kill
beat you on the Gullwing. Easily.
Oh, okay.
Handily. I
Oh,
was-
Gullwing. He's gonna
yeah.
give you another Gullwing.
All right, here we go. This is the one of ones. The car you hope to find in a magazine like this.
Okay.
They say new. McLaren F1. Silver, black, red inserts.
You're kidding.
107.
Wow.
Yeah, 420 kilometers.
You're kidding. It's in the U.S.
It's in the U.S.
Is it an Ameritech car?
Yep.
Wow.
Has the
Yes. It doesn't look like it has the bumpers in the picture, but it says full EPA and DOT certification.
bumpers? Holy crap!
Yep. You really. I flipped through a lot of these old ones. You don't see McLaren F1s in these.
Is this brand new or just slightly
Well,
used?
you listen to the facts. He didn't listen to the
I'm
facts.
sorry.
420 kilometers, so very
Okay.
slightly.
Very slightly used. Okay. All right.
Yep. So,
Okay.
but yeah, full EPA and DOT.
Wow, and
certification.
they're advertising it with a dollar amount
Oh,
price.
yeah.
That is
That's
wild.
crazy. Not a call price. Okay.
Yeah, it was
I know.
like, and it was also one of like the small pictures. They didn't get like a full page spread for it, just a little like in the corner. The other cars on the page. So we have a 1998 Suburban K1500, a Diablo reproduction. You got a kit car and a '78 Corvette Silver Anniversary limited
Wow.
edition Indy page.
Which is also okay.
But yeah, those
Okay.
are the other cars on this page. And
Okay,
there's-
this is
fucking bottom
tough.
enough.
This is tough. But I have some interesting inside info.
Well, because I remember Leno telling us, right?
Oh, he told you
yeah,
that
told
story
us
too.
where he waited a year before he came back and bought it almost, right?
And he gave you the numbers in that story?
I do remember. But then, but I know there's a friend of mine in the mid 2000s that missed out when they were like $700,000-800,000 about when we would have noticed them for sale at our
Right.
age. So, but they were higher back then, right? But about the
I don't
same.
know. We're going to find out.
I'm gonna put.
I don't know the answer. I don't know.
My
You're not
pen fell
changing
apart.
yours.
No, I never wrote it down. Okay.
All right, ready?
All right, 950, 800. You win 1.4 million.
No way. Really?
That's
That's
what that
high.
is for.
Yeah. I mean, they were asking it.
Strong
and never
money.
did it.
They're asking
It's
it.
one of
Yeah,
those
I
where
will-
like I'm never gonna. Like we get some idiot to come in, or we'll drop the price $400,000 for this rich guy feel really good about
Right,
negotiation
right.
and stuff.
But man, 1.4. I guess at the time it would have been. I would imagine that car probably transacted around like what you guys guessed. But yeah.
Didn't Leno tell me that he bought his for $650?
No, I thought it was $950. That's why that's what I wrote down because that's what I remembered.
I thought the great story that he told me was that he bought his for $650 and so did another guy that he met. And then that guy turned around and sold it a couple years later in '98 for $850. And he thought he was the smartest guy in the world because he had made $200,000.
Right. I remember just Leno sat on it for a year. They said, "Do you want this?" I'm like, all right, not really.
So you guys are tied. Well done. This is
Get
very
out of
exciting.
here.
All right, so I have picked
So now we have a tiebreaker. A one
one
tiebreaker.
car tiebreaker.
Oh, it all comes down to this.
I wish it was 2 out of 3, but it's all right. Okay.
I'll do 2 out of 3 with you.
Okay.
I'll do 2 out of 3. Give us 3.
Let's do it.
I'll do 2 out of 3. Pull up 3.
You want 3?
Yeah, go for
I'll
it.
give it 3. All right, we haven't done a Porsche yet. So here we go. 1994 Porsche 964 Turbo S Slantnose. These cars were incredibly rare. One of 36,400 miles. Black with a gray interior.
I'm having the same thought as
I didn't
you.
even know they made a
the
factory
964
they did do
slant.
they did a flock bow. Yeah.
On the 964?
Yeah. They did.
It must look hideous.
It was.
Not good.
Oh, they didn't. I mean, even the old impact bumper ones didn't look that good, in my opinion. But
no.
That must be worse.
It's
Okay.
not nice. I'll show you the picture after.
And what year is it? It's a 94?
But it's a turbo, but then
Turbo S.
A turbo S, sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
6,400 miles. Black piping. People were really into piping.
That's all they had.
CD changer, factory alarm, radar detector, supple leather Porsche seats.
All right, you ready to flip?
Yeah.
80K, 49K. You were closer. 92.5.
Oh, good. See, that's why I got 2 out of 3.
And
Okay.
the tiebreaker is over. Unfortunately, we decided not to do the 2 out of 3. No, I'll do 2 out of 3. I don't care. I'll beat you again.
Okay.
And that car today is a well.
Can I see what that looks like? Is it like a Strosek situation?
It's not great. It's not a great car. And
That's so the headlights are still. It's not pop up. Okay.
This looks like a Strosek. Don't you think? This is not an OE thing.
No, that is definitely a factory
Extremely rare
car.
factory car. One of only 30 to be built.
So they pop up like a 928 headlight? Is that what they're doing?
They don't pop up. They
Okay.
just live there.
Huh.
I think they popped up.
But yeah, I agree. Turbo S. I mean, that's $1 million.
I know it's also a real car. We had one at Marshall Goldman, so I remember it very well.
Okay.
When I
Marshall
worked
himself did the conversion. Okay. All right.
there. Are you sure you-
If I win this next one, I win. You realize?
You're right.
Game is sudden death at this point. The only way to stay alive is a victory for you.
All right, I'm gonna pull a weird. I want to do a weird one.
Okay, but don't do like a Hoovie special. If you do a Duesenberg,
No.
I'm not talking to you.
We'll do an 80s car. We'll do an 80s car.
It's kind of a Hoovie special. He's like an 80s guy.
It is, but I want to see. You
You have a Countach now. Look at you. Yeah.
I know. Look
All
at
right.
that car. Isn't that great? Go ahead.
1987 Buick GNX.
Oh, that's like deep Hoovie. That's like deep Hoovie. That's like, okay, why don't you just whisper the damn number in his ear?
Well, we'll see how close.
How many miles? 7, like all of them.
38,600.
Yeah, they only make 500 of 540. What of them?
He knows
You're
the
very
precise
close.
production number of the
547.
GNX.
547.
290.
Yeah.
It's here in San Diego. It's where it was at Seaside Buick.
Yeah.
And boy, the
Seaside
floors are
Buick.
great brown tile.
Oh yeah.
Seaside Buick. Somebody traded this in 98 on a Regal GS.
Yes, there's a Regal and this.
Yeah. The Chevy dealership I worked at it was Chevy, Cadillac, BMW. It had brown tile. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Brown
Okay.
tile and some fake plants. Okay.
And a
all right.
cheap copier in the background.
Boy,
GNX.
they were so
GNX.
They were so worthless.
Yeah, and they're so not anymore.
With 38,000 miles. I mean, it's a 9-year-old used car at that point. 10-year-old used car. Okay.
I'm still going kind of high, I think, for what it is, but all right. I'm at 29,000.
25.
5K. Doug's closer. 23,550.
How much?
23,550.
Dude, I almost got it. I remember my GNXs in 98. I had the whole Buick lineup down. The Regal. What else was there?
That's all there was.
There was the Park Avenue.
Park Avenue would have been out. The LeSabres would have been around.
LeSabres. That's the last of the old LeSabre, right?
Yes.
Anything else? They didn't have the Rendezvous. They didn't have an SUV or a van. It was tough times if you were Buick. Thankfully, they also had GMC and Pontiac.
Right.
You could go in and get a Grand Prix with those crazy taillights. No, that was the new Grand Prix in 98. There was a time to celebrate.
Yes. Yeah, and they got rid of the Beak Skylark by then, I think.
Yeah, the Beak Skylark was, I think, 97 was, I think, its last year.
Oh.
I give a
That was a heinous car.
couple honorable mentions.
Yeah.
So this stood out as easily the weirdest car of the whole thing. 32-foot long Ferrari F40 convertible limousine. It was some custom horrible thing they were bragging.
They didn't start with a real one, did they?
No.
Oh,
There's
thank God.
a woman wearing a red bathing suit laying in the back of it.
Where in New Jersey was
Wow.
that car for sale?
Right. It was Bob Quest Custom Limousines and Exotic Cars. And
What's the phone?
They're asking.
What's the-
319 is the area code.
I don't know my phone.
I don't know where that is, but they're asking. Of course, guarantee never got there. This isn't a junkyard somewhere. 199 is what they were asking for at the time.
No,
Of
thank
course,
you.
Just,
Southeastern Iowa.
All right.
man,
That was one interesting swinger in Iowa. All right.
Let's see. There was another. There was.
Oh, SE30. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and a Countach
Yep,
Periscopia.
so these, because this is Burtoni.
Oh, Albertoni is advertising in this thing. He imported mine.
Diablo. He had his world record Countach,
Yep.
which is pictured here, and he's very proud of it, leaning against it. And 75 LP400.
Wow.
Had two.
Purple
of them.
SE30 just sitting there.
SE30 just sitting there. How cool!
What a time.
What a time! There's so many. They're just.
Are we going to look back on this time? Is that a LaForza?
Yes, and not only that, this is the Bellevue Alpha
Lamborghini.
Lambo LaForza dealer.
The LaForza dealer.
Right. Well, we'll use the Wayback Machine in 25 years to look at cars and bids back then and see what it looks like.
I guess. I mean, I just don't think. I guess, yeah, we will. Because we probably, at that time, we probably thought that the 70s and 60s were the coolest era. Now we look back at this and think this is the coolest era. And
Yeah. This is the last one I mentioned was just cool. 97 Plymouth Prowler in that purple. Serial number 001 with the matching trailer, 130 miles. They're asking 135.
Nice.
And you know what? They still are.
Right.
Still has 130 miles.
Still 130 miles, still asking the... And there you go. I have won. You have any parting thoughts about my victory?
I was close. I'm glad that
Very
I actually
close.
challenged you somewhat.
Yeah, this wasn't a wash. Like it was. We had to do a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Which I won twice. I'd like to thank everyone for participating, especially those who were cheering for me and not him.
I'd like to thank DuPont Registry for
For giving us a childhood of fantasy.
We get a rematch, right?
We're going to have some other game.
Okay.
I'll beat you at that too.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
Pull-ups.
Bye, bye everyone.